Minecraft. Let's be honest, who doesn't know this game? This game is ingrained in pop culture, and made it multiple times on the news. But if you somehow don't know, Minecraft originally started out as a demo in 2009, but would soon grow to become a cult classic game among people for its fun and unique gameplay. As time went on, Minecraft kept growing, becoming more and more of a phenomenon, until around 2014 when the game went on a steep decline from what I assume was burnout. Trust me, if you thought Fortnite in 2018 was everywhere on YouTube, then you clearly haven't seen Minecraft on YouTube between the years 2012 and 2014. Minecraft was everywhere and kickstarted a lot of channels and toy lines that would later not be doing so good after the fad died down. I'm just gonna say that much. However, I'm not gonna go into that, or the history of Minecraft, and how it rose and fell, and how it's rising again, because there are tons of people that can do a better job explaining that than I can. But today, instead, seeing as the 10th anniversary of Minecraft was a couple of months ago, I want to review this game at its current state in 2019. Now, for disclosure, I started playing this game back when it was in beta, when my brother originally showed it to me. But for the purposes of this video, I'll do an honest analysis of the game, showing all of its good qualities and some of its flaws. Minecraft seems to have something for everyone that plays it. Whether it be building, mining, crafting, farming, wiring, or exploring, Minecraft has it all. At the start of everyone's single-player survival world, Minecraft starts itself in the middle of nowhere with absolutely nothing except for the world and a ticking clock until night. For people who don't know what happens when it's night, monsters spawn and depending on the difficulty could easily outnumber you and kill you. So what the average player does is build or find a primitive shelter. In these first few days of the game, the player is reminded how weak they are. In a seemingly barren and hostile world where death could happen at any moment, even having to deal with obstacles like hunger and dangerous caves. However, over the next few hours or days, Minecraft forces the player how to overcome these obstacles over time, such as mining to get better armor, farming for food, and building a better and nicer looking home. Teaching the player that instead of fearing the world they are in, that they should instead learn the world and adapt and eventually thrive. Minecraft does not tell the player what to do or how to do something, but instead encourages the player to find their own way, and that's why Minecraft is such a good game, because there is no right way to play it. For example, all the things I just said in the beginning, like mining or building a house, is not even mandatory. And sure, you can build yourself up, and get full diamond gear, and explore mansions, underwater temples, and kill bosses like the Ender Dragon, but the game never forces you to. Instead, you could very well just build a farm and have different plants and animals, even learning to breed cats, dogs, horses, or even build a huge mansion with impressive redstone contraptions that pushes the creativity of not only the game, but yourself. There's even the creative mode that takes this idea to the extreme, allowing the player to fly and giving the player everything from every block in the game to every item in the game, making Minecraft have even more possibilities, helping the player make things like custom maps or huge impressive structures without the worry of resources holding the player back. Finally, combine Minecraft and all of its features with multiplayer and modding, and this experience is only heightened, whether it be playing with your friends on public servers, split screen, or private games. Minigames like Spleef, Lucky Blocks, or Hunger Games take advantage of how far you could just take the Minecraft sandbox. Which reminds me to bring up the fact that minigames weren't even made by the developers, but instead by the community. That adds a lot of variety to the game, other than just survival or creative, and was the first game that really showed me that the community is just as important as the main development team. But minigames aside, the community has also made more ways to play survival, like factions, townie, and just complete anarchy. It's really no wonder why Minecraft just took off the way it did since reaching its peak in 2013 or 14. Even now, according to PC Gamer, Minecraft still beats popular games like Fortnite and PUBG, having 74 million active users a month. And even according to Wikipedia, Minecraft is the best-selling video game of all time, beating Tetris by 6 million copies. And that gap will only continue to grow, with crossplay being more of an industry standard in video games, and the constant updates bringing more and more people into the game a year. Now, some of the flaws or nitpicks I have for Minecraft range from being small bugs I found to huge issues that really bug me. First of which is the one glitch I found particular, and that is the bug where in 1.14 there's this weird network lag appearing in my single player game. And this occurs when you're just battling like a zombie or just trying to open a chest or furnace. For some reason the game does not respond to my interaction until like 10 seconds later. And it's not like I'm dropping frames or anything, but this bug makes it feel like I'm playing on a laggy server, which I'm not because I'm playing in my own single player world. Now, onto my biggest complaint for the game itself, and it's the reworked combat system. Now, disclaimer, I'm not too knowledgeable in the PvP in Minecraft, so if I get some things wrong, then my bad, but I feel like I should talk about this. For context, before the 1.9 combat update, if you tap once, then you did pretty much the max amount of damage. There was no cooldown, and the system was pretty great, because engagements would be over quickly, and a lot more skill would be used. And before people say it, it was more than just clicking faster or getting the first click. Usually a person would have to initiate with a combo, like jumping in the air or tapping at the right time for an opportunity where you could hit your opponent, but your opponent couldn't hit you for 2 sword clicks. And using bows was also very good, an alternative or a good initiator for a fight. However, with the 1.9 combat rework, the newly added in shields made bows less useful because a player could just block it with their shield, making fights a lot more close quarters, and when you're fighting a lot of the time, you need the bar to fill up on the sword so therefore you can do the max amount of damage. This made fights a lot more boring and a lot more slower in my opinion. Another concern about the gameplay is that in Minecraft, one of the most important things a player does, aka resource gather, can get quite boring at times, and even though the whole game is quite replayable in a lot of ways, and can contribute to making a player feel rewarded for building something that looks cool in survival, this can also have an inverse effect when starting a new world, because it can feel overwhelming and not knowing where to start. And combine this with an early game grind, and I can see a player quitting a world sooner than expected. This is only compounded by the fact that one of the weakest parts of the gameplay has to be caves, because caves, no matter where you go in the world, just mesh together and are really similar. So I'm really hoping that the Minecraft development team makes an update reworking caves to make them more fun and exciting. And I know they can do this because they did some great work on making the end dimension and the ocean biome much more fun to explore, and I think a cave update would be a natural next step to make the game better. Now finally, onto the last big thing that really bothers me, and it's Microsoft's handling of the Minecraft brand, like the use of microtransactions in Minecraft. Before I get into what I'm going to say, I'm going to give context. Microsoft originally bought the phenomenon in 2014 for $2.5 billion. And ever since then, they've been monetizing and adding in microtransactions, going as far as adding in an in-game currency on the console and phone versions of Minecraft. Now, thankfully, and obviously, this is only cosmetic skins and texture packs. And I know Mojang had done something like this before the purchase. However, I still think players on consoles should still have a lot of the same perks that PC players have. But this doesn't even stop here, because the players that play on Java Edition, aka the original version and arguably most popular version of Minecraft, have to pay for the privilege to play private games through these things called realms, which don't even have a lot of flexibility to them for stuff like plugins, and it's very set on a certain number of players. Now, of course, you can go through the hoops of setting up or buying your own private server, or just going on a public server to play survival with your friends. But this is a disappointment considering this should be a free addition to the game. And it's not like Microsoft is a small indie studio or something. They could definitely afford having players make their own private games without having a paywall that stops players from playing with their friends. But I suppose Microsoft has to nickel and dime their players to somehow make back their $2.5 billion investment. Now, do the bad things I just said about Minecraft prevent me from enjoying the game? No, not at all. It's a shame that Minecraft is getting monetized like this, and for features that should be free. But excluding realms, it's not intrusive enough that it hurts the gameplay itself. And I suppose, from a business sense, it makes too much sense not to monetize Minecraft, because monetizing Minecraft, a huge hit game that has such a great and wide appeal, is way too good of an opportunity to pass up. And at the very least, the money that comes from these microtransactions can fund free updates that come out and make Minecraft a better game. Overall, it's amazing that even after 10 years, Minecraft still has that magic, freedom, and creativity that many other games and studios just don't have anymore. And with Minecraft being one of the games that are spearheading cross-platform play, I have to really appreciate where the game is going in the future. Even though I don't necessarily agree with what Microsoft is doing with the game 100% of the time. So as a final score, I give Minecraft an 8, or even a 9 out of 10. It is fantastic, and nearly perfect coming from a single-player perspective, or a multiplayer perspective. Well worth the $30 price tag. And if you haven't already somehow played Minecraft yet, it is available on just about every modern console, every modern smartphone, and every PC and Mac imaginable. And with promised future updates and modding, which I didn't even get into in this review, please don't kill me. And this game has just a bright future ahead of it. Anyways, if you guys liked this review, then like the video, even subscribe if you're going to be that generous to me. My next review will be up in August or September, just kind of depending on various outcomes. So stay in tuned for that. Anyways, bonne journée.